What's up, y'all? Right now, I want to talk about, I know I got some stuff I want to ramble about, but particularly talking about like the culture of going out to bars and just drinking a whole lot. So I've kind of stopped drinking and I feel way better. Spending less money, just overall more healthy, and I like my life like that. I feel better. I'm way more productive. Don't get me wrong though, I do like to hang out with my friends who usually on the weekends they might want to go out to a bar, so got to kind of cut the line between do I want to hang out with my friends sometimes or make the best decision for me. But last night I went to the gym and then my friends were planning on hanging out, or they were hanging out at this little local bar, like restaurant bar. I ended up going. I didn't drink, but I still met up with them and it was a good time. Like, I love hanging out with my friends and just being like in a nice social environment like that. But it was kind of interesting because that was the first time I'd gone out to like a bar on like a weeknight or on a weekend in a little bit. And I don't know, it's just interesting like seeing all the different people, like what they're doing there. No shade to going out and socializing, but it's just curious. I was just kind of interested as to like why people drink so much. Like even my friends do it, which is kind of a shame because I know they're better than that. And I don't know, it's interesting like seeing all these grown adults just like drinking instead of like using your energy elsewhere. And that's what it kind of led me into the thought of is, you know, if you're like frequently under the influence of drugs, whether it be like nicotine, alcohol, or even worse drugs than that like completely takes over your life. And I was just at the gym. I was in the bathroom. I was thinking about last night, about going out and just like seeing all these like people just drinking and shit, and socializing. And I was like, wow, like people can do so much more than this. Like we have so much more potential. Yet people still choose to spend money that even when they don't have a significant amount. Not to say that money is everything, but point being is that when you're an adult, you generally speaking want to accumulate wealth to provide you and your family a better future. And drinking does the opposite of that. Sure, it's a social thing and it's a massive part of our culture, but other than that, there's no benefit at all other than the social aspect. But it's like you don't need to drink to socialize, so there's that out of the way. But I was just like, wow, imagine if all these people tried harder at something else instead of just putting their energy towards like going out every weekend and getting drunk and repeating that process over and over again, because that's what a lot of people do. People even do that on the week nights, like Monday through Friday. Some people go out. I mean, it's just absurd to me. I don't know. It really made me think, like, if I'm not trying to sound pessimistic about people, but I was just making an observation based on one particular night. Well, a conglomerate of experiences, but that night in particular. And it just made me think, like, wow, like people could do so much more. People could just be so much better and provide a lot more if we just put down the drugs and alcohol. And and then I was like thinking at the gym, instead of doing that, if people just meditated and like would read books as a frequent hobby instead of their frequent hobby being going out to bars and drinking every weekend and being consumed by addictions or what they might. The tragic part is some people don't admit that nicotine and alcohol is an issue to them. Like, people are just like, oh, I can drink a couple beers every weekend, I'll be okay. Well, sure, you're not a degenerate alcoholic, but like, could be doing better than that, man. Put that stuff down, do some self-reflection, say, how can I benefit myself, and how can I benefit my family, how can I benefit my local community, and how can I benefit my large community that I'm a full part of. Who is that? Somebody's waved to me in front of me in their car. I have no idea who that is. That's funny. But these are the things that I like to talk about because I'm on a path, I'm on a journey, likewise we all are, of self-improvement. And in order to self-improve ourselves, these are the things that we have to think about. How can I improve myself on a small level and take that small level improvement and expand that to a full growth, to a full flowering of what you could be. We have potential. Tap into that potential. Put away the bottle. Put away the drugs. And also, some people think that like marijuana. Listen, I understand that marijuana is not as bad compared to like alcohol and other drugs. But listen, that doesn't mean you should still do it. Like, I used to smoke in high school, like, frequently. It was like a dark time. Not like super dark, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I was lower at that period of time. You go through ups and downs in life, and cutting out drugs, alcohol, any sort of poisonous consumption to your life, whether it be alcohol, food, different forms of social media, different people you interact with, all these things can wreak havoc to an individual's mind. You must strengthen your mind in order to become a better person. And I also absolutely believe that another critical aspect to that is weightlifting or some sort of physical activity on a frequent basis. Even with work, like, I try to get to the gym 5 days a week. Try to walk as much as I can too, especially if I'm in an office setting, so it's a lot of being stagnant in that regard. So when I'm not at work, try to be as active as possible and try to maximize my time and benefit myself fully. That's one of the best things that I've realized since starting work, is how critical time is. Where humans are only here for a given amount of time, and it's not that long. For some people, it's very short. I mean, grand scheme of things, it's very short regardless. So don't waste your time. And that doesn't mean like you have to be doing something at all every given moment, but it's like, when I say don't waste your time, don't be playing video games at night and waking up at like 12 in the afternoon, Even just like getting up earlier and going for a walk and being bored is better. Boredom is good because that's where you spark ideas, if you allow them to come to you, If you can allow yourself the space, ideas will come. So don't flood yourself with different distractions in order to kind of fill that void of boredom, or what you perceive as boredom. because that will rot away at you the more you self-satisfy in your own consumption of harmful, seemingly unharmful, but harmful activities. Social media, bad people, drugs, alcohol, video games, bad food, bad habits. So, wake up earlier. That's critical. Getting up at like 6 a.m., I feel good, but I feel like, wow, I could have gotten up an hour earlier. What's stopping you? Nothing. So these are the things to consider if you really want to become a better person.